I don't think of myself as a Luddite because at all. Like, I mean, if you use language, you're not a Luddite in my eyes because language is a technology.
Sure.
If you wear shoes, if you brush your teeth, um, there's so much technology that is essentially protocol to the human species, and because it's protocol, it's invisible to us, and so we don't label it as technology.
Yeah.
Most of, quote unquote technology is this novel, half baked, sort of works, sometimes overly hyped, but has a lot of potential. That seems to be what people call like technology,
Yeah.
or if it, has electricity running through it.
Right.
I think
No, I was going to say, so the computer scientist Alan Kay, he has his his tongue-in-cheek definition, which is what is technology? It's anything that was invented after you were born. And because that's
mm,
how a lot of people think about technology. But you're right, all these things like windows and pencils and like desks, these are all technologies. And like the
yeah.
alphabet, but they've been so integrated into our society that we don't think of them as that way.
Yeah, a great tiny little personal anecdote. When I kind of realized this, I was actually working on a tall ship, the Lady Washington, which is a 200-ton brig. And I remember, talk about being a Luddite. I was on a 17th century square sail brig, working as a bosun. And I remember we were sailing south along the coast of Oregon, and I'd woken up. It was my watch, and I was up on deck, and I was having a sip of coffee, and it was just so beautiful. It was silent, and this huge machine is just gliding through the water, and the sun is rising. And I had this strange thought that just came out of nowhere and hit me like a ton of bricks, which I was thinking about how ugly container ships are. And then I had the thought, well, this, meaning the ship I was on, this beautiful wooden sail ship, this led to that. This was part of the evolution that led to, this big, ugly, rusty tanker. And so I suddenly saw this not as like a static time to be nostalgic for. It was actually a step in a continual vector of, a movement of evolution towards a current thing that I didn't like for all sort of aesthetic purposes. And I realized that there was a lot of, I was basically wearing some horse blinders that was very selective about how I would interpret and look at my environment.
Oh, that's
So yeah, I don't think of myself as a Luddite.
okay.